we're doing a battle between the Imperial Guard and Chaos Space Marines and the Eldar and Necrons. The Eldar and the Necrons are actually going to be desperate allies, and we're going to attempt to play it as desperate allies. We are doing Big Guns Never Tire, and we have 5 objectives. The Imperial Guard Chaos Alliance actually won 3 of the objectives, and we only have 2. Also, we are doing Long Edge to Long Edge. If you want to check out some of our other stuff that's going on with us, we're at forum.sfbaywh40k.com. And so we started out, I'll introduce my Necron list, and then my Eldar friend Tim will go ahead and introduce his Eldar list, and then we'll get to the Chaos and the Imperial Guard after. So the Necrons are doing a Tesla list. We're doing some proxying, but not too much. But we have 10 Tesla. We have 10 Teslas here. The Immortals. We got 10 Immortals here. We have 6 Wraiths, 2 Destruct Techs, Necron Overlord with the 3+ Invo and the Mind Shackle Scarabs. And we also have an Annihilation Barge that represents the Necrons' army. That comes out to about 980 points. We're doing a 2,000 point army. The Eldar have taken 1,020 points, and my colleague will go ahead and let you know what he has here. So here he goes. All right, Timmy, so, go ahead.
We wanted to try out the data slate, so I'm taking the data slate for the Eldar. It's basically going to give me hatred on all my guys here, so I can have hatred against his entire army. It's also going to give me a 4+ cover save if any of my other units are blocking and giving cover. So it comes out to a really expensive data slate, so I didn't have a whole lot of options. So almost everything is basic bare bones stock. These are just regular Wraith Guard with the regular Distort cannons. 2 completely bare bones stock Wraith Lords with Flamers. This is the Wraith Knight. This is the only guy that actually does have the upgrade. I took the Sun Cannon with the Scatter Laser, of course, so you get the twin linking blasts. And I had to do a couple of proxies over here. These probably need a little bit more space here to actually be technically correct with those larger bases. These are all Wraith Guard, so I'm going to have to arrange that a little bit better. But this is our basic setup now for the start of the game. You can see that we've kind of generally started all up on the front 12. I'm basically assuming that with our other opponent here having more of the objective markers, we're going to have to take the fight to him, unfortunately. But, you know, we're going to foot slog it across the field and see what we can do.
Cool. So we're going to go ahead and get the Imperial Guard and Chaos Space Marine Alliance in just a sec.
So, since my friends got tired of me playing them with my Tyranids, I decided to go a little bit of a different route and play Chaos Space Marines with Imperial Guard Imperial Guard allies. I was going to do a Demon ally and do a version of the Screamer Star for them, but I decided against it because that's just too mean for friends. So what I've got is a Demon Prince with wings right here, Mark of Tzeentch, level 2 Mastery Psyker, the Flamer upgrade for the Chaos Artifact, Burning Brand of Scalathrax. Squad of 13 Chaos Space Marines, mainly an objective holder / distractor with a heavy bolter and a sergeant. Nothing big. Cultist mob with a champion, again, hold an objective. They've got a couple of autocannons. Half of them have pistols, half of them have auto guns. Got our Helldrake right there. Squad of 5,000 or 4,000 suns and a sorcerer, just because. I got a Mark of Tzeentch, so you know, might as well have the 1,000 suns too. Good old Defiler. Squad of Chosen in a Rhino. 2 Melta, 2 Plasma. Basically, I roll up and try and break vehicles or take out hard to take out stuff. I really didn't put a lot of thought into the list, honestly. 2 Obliterators right there. I decided not to deep strike them given the nature of this particular game, but they can hold an objective if I need them to. So then I am proxying this lovely Harpy for a Vendetta. My Imperial Guard ally has a Vendetta, a what's it called, the officer platoon, you know, the standard HQ, which is right here. I included a Master of Ordnance in it, so I'm going to be dropping large blast. That's that guy. He's not a commissar. He's a Master of Ordnance. Standard. We've got the standard infantry platoon. I decided to mob 2 of the infantry squads together to form one big squad of 20, as you can do. And you're going to take the objective with that, hopefully, and just sit on it and make him try and kill me. Specialist weapons squad with 3 Melta and 3 standard troopers. Proxied, those are plasma guns. I just didn't have the Melta guns with me. Heavy weapons squad with 2 las cannons. And that's not an auto gun, it's going to be a missile launcher. Again, one of the few proxies that I've got. Vet squad, where are they? Ooh, I can't even find the vet squad. Oh, that's this. This is the vet squad. Again, you notice there are some older figures, so I don't have them on. I don't have all of the large bases for the heavy weapons teams. And that's not a grenade launcher, it's a missile launcher. So that's pretty much that.
Okay. Well, we are off into turn 1, so we'll be back in a minute and or several minutes and let you know how that turned out. All right. Okay. All right, so for the Necron and Eldar turn 1, here is kind of the results. The Immortals, firing Tesla, actually were able to take out, glance to death the Rhino, which actually was a pretty big help. And then the Wraith Knight used, what is it, Sunfire?
Sun cannon.
The Sun Cannon, and basically decimated the cultists over here. It got about halfway down, and then they missed their morale check, and then they ran off the board. The Wraiths moved up. Annihilation Barge tried to move past cover and actually got grounded, so it is immobilized now.
With a difficult terrain test.
Didn't pass the difficult terrain test. The second squad of Immortals actually did a running and got behind cover. This is basically still turn 1. Not much movement by the Eldar.
The Wraiths rolled kind of low for the run rolls, and so they're kind of slogging up the field, but hopefully they're tough, and they're just going to sit there and absorb some wounds until they get up close and start dishing out the pain.
So that is the end of the Necron and Eldar turn 1. And we are going to be back with the Alliance of Imperial and Chaos Space Marines turn 1 in a little bit. And go.
Okay, decent phase for Chaos and the Imperial Guards, except for a couple of small hiccups, let's just say. The Obliterator did a great job, annihilated half a squad of Necrons. He failed on all his reanimation rolls. 1,000 Suns hit a bunch against the Destructor techs, couldn't seem to do anything. I unloaded a ton of gun into the barge. He managed to make every cover save, because I was shooting through the forest. I wiped out half of the squad of Necrons with the burning brand of Scarletfax, or whatever the hell it's called, and put a wound on the barge from the Doombolt from the Monstrous Creature because I pulled the cheap. I hit the barge with the template from the Torrent weapon and just happened to also hit a whole nother squad. The squad of Imperial Guardsmen did a great job with their fire, fire, fire rule, took out a couple of Wraith Guards. The Master of Ordnance took out the rest of the Wraith Guard, so that big squad occupying an objective is now gone. Took out a Wraith Guard over here with some ancillary shooting by the Marines, and then basically everything else kind of just choked. But all in all, I'd count it as a success because I took out a squad of Wraith Guard, and I hate those guys.
So, we are going to be turn 2, starting with the Necrons and the Eldar. Well, the Eldar don't really count. They're just there to take fire.
You better delete that.
Eldar side, we have been successful in maintaining our 6-inch distance for the Allied forces. We did a pretty good beginning second round. The Necron warriors managed to get 2 wounds on the Lord, the Flying Lord. And so that's actually a big help.
And the Flying Lord choked on his save.
The Flying Lord choked on his 3+ and 4, the 3+ armor save.
Yep.
4+ invo save.
Didn't need the invo save, just the 3+ save. Failed the 2 wounds that he got. I failed both.
You failed both of them. We actually got rid of 1 squad.
Company command squad.
The company command.
Sorry. Regular Marines.
The regular Marines got tabled. They're done.
That happened last turn.
Oh, that happened last turn.
And we still haven't resolved that combat.
And we're still and we did a charge with the Wraiths from this end into this end.
That will be resolved shortly.
And that will be resolved shortly, but it's almost there. And the Wraith Knight did some damage to another Imperial Guard
Specialist squad.
over
Took
here.
them out.
Specialist squad, 3 Meltas, 3 standard guardsmen. They got taken out by the awesomeness of the Wraith Knight.
It's completely fair. Fair.
And it looks like we're wrapping up the end of the beginning part of turn 2 for our alliance, and then we'll be coming back in shortly with the Chaos and the Imperial Guard.
Which the Helldrake looks like it will be coming on the board.
The Helldrake just made its reserve roll, so it'll be coming back on the board.
The Vendetta did not.
And the Vendetta did not make it. So, we'll see in a bit. Alright, sorry about that, but we forgot to do the hand-to-hand for the Wraiths when they did the charging from the Imperial Guards. So, here's what we had go on right now.
The Wraiths did a crap ton of wounds, of course, killed a bunch of guardsmen. The guardsmen broke and ran. Unfortunately, for him, he couldn't sweeping advance them, so they didn't fall back off the board, so they have a chance to regroup, though it's not terribly likely. 7 or less, 21 and 36.
Alrighty. So we'll come back and show you what happens when the
End of turn 2.
end of turn 2.
That was
End of turn 2. This is the Chaos and Imperial Guard side. So we'll get the recap. Paul?
Chaos turn 2, pretty disastrous round. Shot the command barge and then charged it in close combat, figuring I can have pretty good odds of instant killing the guy. He's got a 3+ invo save. I only managed to hit him twice, wound him twice, and of course he made both of his invo saves, so nothing happens now. He's going to vector strike me and kill me probably the next turn.
Sweep attack.
Sweep attack, yeah. Sorry, vector strike is for flyers. Whatever, you get the idea. My 1,000 Suns shot and then charged, and of course failing the charge, got killed on Overwatch. I lost 3 models to Overwatch Fire, which sucked.
Did you take morale test from that?
No, they're fearless. Thousand Sons are fearless. I charged the wraiths with. I shot and charged the wraiths with some obliterators, and of course, choked on the rolls for wounding with the obliterators and did no wounds.
Is there 1 wound back?
These guys got back up, or these guys regrouped. These guys moved to clear space. These guys shot and put a wound on a Wraith Knight, or Wraith Lord, excuse me. Of course, my squad of Chaos Marines ran in to charge and lock up a Wraith Lord, and due to a disastrous series of rolls, I did nothing with my crack grenades. I couldn't keep him locked in combat because I lost 2 models compared to doing no wounds to him. Failed my morale test, and then of course lost the sweeping advance because I rolled a 1. The one bright moment was the Helldrake vector struck and killed 2 Wraithguard, and then had a lovely shot with its Hades autocannon on the Wraith Knight, which I hit 3, wounded 3. My friend Tim picked up the wrong dice to roll. He rolled that, and then when he re-rolled, his dice rolled a 1-1-2, so his lovely little Wraith Knight lost 3 wounds to a Hades autocannon. Not the best moment for the Wraith Knight, but all in all, a really crappy turn for Chaos. And mostly due to bad die rolling.
That's because you're the bad guys. In any case...
because the Necrons are such good guys.
Yeah, the Necrons are the good guys.
I tell you that the Eldar are the masters of this universe here, and you all are just young pups. That
I think we can agree that the Eldar can suck it.
And I think we can really agree that the Tyranids are the ultimate good guy.
In any case,
Probably.
we'll bring you back with turn 3. The Necrons and the Eldar are going to let you know what it's like to be the masters of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you, He-Man.
Talk to you in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're at the top of turn 3, the Necron and Eldar alliance. Some of the most significant things that happen is that the vehicle,
Defiler.
the Defiler, actually got destroyed.
Got defiled.
Got defiled by the Necron Lord on the command barge.
Due to very poor saving rolls.
Very poor rolls and just the pure awesomeness of the Necrons. Also, a very significant thing is that the Eldar actually killed the Warlord.
No, the Necron Teslas rolled
rolled
2
2
sixes
sixes.
from 3 guys and did a crap ton of wounds, which I failed my saves for because I can't apparently make 3+ saves today.
And then the Eldar mopped him up with the last wound.
One last wound.
One last wound got mopped up. The Wraith Knight moved across and actually engaged to help out the Wraiths. So
he did
we'll
a smash attack just so he could get stuck in the combat and not get shot, hopefully, on the Marines' turn. The Wraith Lords moved around a little bit, and since this is Big Guns Never Tire, they're holding the objectives and hiding behind the rocks, even though they're fearless, but whatever. And the 2 Wraith Guard over here put shots up into the Helldrake and did a hull point.
And destroyed his
His
Hades autocannon.
So we're looking at a pretty devastating round for the Necron and Eldar alliance.
No, devastating round for the Chaos player dealt by the Necron and Eldar alliance. But mostly due to poor rolling on the part of the Chaos player.
Yes, we'll just...
There was no good tactics involved on the part of the Eldar, other than the tactics that they were persuaded to do by the Chaos player.
It was all pure
We'll
genius on
We'll
this
just
side.
blend the rolling, I suppose. But as you can see, we're getting close to
Tabling me.
tabling the Chaos and Imperial Guard alliance. It looks like they have very few units out. Here's one Lone Ranger right here. We've been worried about him for a little while.
Oh, he's gonna blow up your frickin' command barge.
And we have some over here, a couple of squads and some heavy weapons. However, the Imperial Guard's flyer hasn't come in yet. What was it?
Vendetta.
The Vendetta hasn't actually made a roll to come in yet, so we're still waiting on that. And the Helldrake actually got taken a wound and lost its primary weapon. But you can still vector strike, so it still makes it a little dangerous. We're going into the second part of turn 3, and we will be back in a little bit to see how bad the damage is done to our beautiful alliance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so we're back, and we're at the end of turn 3, where the Chaos Space Marines and the Imperial Guard, or lack of Chaos Space Marines.
All right. We've been through this already.
Take 2.
This is the second take. So go ahead.
You can stop your gloating because I gave you the tactics to beat me with the disordered charge, if you recall. So,
I had thought of that already.
yeah, right. Okay, so regardless, the cavalcade of bad dice rolling continues for the for Chaos and Imperial Guard allies. What you can see over here is I moved a couple of squads, even though they were heavy support and would only get snapshots. I moved them so I could try and at least have some shots on his big guys that can hold the objectives. Took a couple of snapshots, failed, obvious. Wasn't really counting on that. Just wanted to rearrange some stuff. The Helldrake did a vector strike over this squad of Wraith Guard, and of course choked and only killed one of the 2 remaining instead of taking out the squad. The aspiring sorcerer from the Thousand Suns that was over there, who was going to blow up his stupid chariot with a doom bolt, managed to roll 2 6s on his psychic test and blew himself up. The only kind of bright moment was the Vendetta, proxied by this Harpy, actually managed to come in and hit with 2 of its 3 twin-linked las cannons and put 2 wounds on the silly little Wraith Lord. Stupid Wraith army. And then the Obliterators got obliterated by the Wraith Knight and the Wraiths, although the Wraith Knight was what did it. He used all 4 of his attacks instead of smashing. As I advised him on the previous turn, I advised him to do this smash attack so that he would do less attacks, stay locked in so that I couldn't shoot him, which is exactly what happened. And then, of course, when he didn't smash the next turn, he killed me. Of course, which is as the plan is when you do something like that. So I think I would have done much better had I A, rolled my dice better, and B, not given my opponents advice. But since they're newbies, I feel like giving them advice.
Hey.
And that's my excuse.
Karma. He completely missed a flamer template earlier, and I helped him out with that.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I've been extremely supportive throughout this whole battle. That was my...
Supportive my ass.
Oh, I'll edit out the ass later. Okay, so we're going into turn 4. It, of course, doesn't look very good, but we're going to continue because since we're going to be doing this filming, we're going to go ahead and continue it out and let you know how it overall ends.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the top of turn 4, and Paul will go ahead.
Things are looking decidedly worse, of course. So the last of the infantry squads that I had that consolidated after being beaten by the Wraiths earlier got locked up or got assaulted by his command barge, and of course I rolled poorly. Could not penetrate the rear armor of his vehicle with my crack grenades. and he only killed one of my guys, but of course that was enough for me to fail my morale check and fall back and get sweeping advanced, which was pathetic again. The Wraith Knight shot, killed, and then wiped out in hand-to-hand the rest of my vet squads. Again, they couldn't do any damage with their crack grenades, but that's expected. It's a Wraith Knight. You're not gonna do toughness 8 with strength 6 crack grenades. So that was to be expected.
Just remember that I should have used the hatred special roll for the Wraith Knight with his formation, which would make him re-roll any misses. I tried to do the smash again and get locked into combat, at least on his turn. Didn't quite go the way I expected it. Even with the smash stack, still had 3 attacks, one missed, re-rolled it, got a hit, and ended up wiping the squad.
And then the Wraiths took out the infantry platoon command squad.
Which is very important because we are desperate allies, and that allowed the Wraiths to then consolidate and move 6 inches away, which could have left both of those units potentially.
And the likelihood of that happening, it's a 1 in 36 chance.
But still, it would have been bad.
So I now have a Helldrake, a Vendetta, and a heavy weapons squad. So I'm now going for the Pyrrhic victory of I'm just going to try and kill the Wraith Knight.
Of course, everybody hates the Wraith Knight.
Okay, so we're at the end of turn 4 with Chaos Space Marine's turn and the Imperial Guard's turn just wrapping up. And the only left Chaos Space Marine unit, which was the Helldrake, fleed from the board since it was locked in.
The past tense of flee is fled.
Fleed from the board. It actually was locked in
Locked velocity.
Locked velocity, and so it made its turn. It did a vector strike over the immortal unit with the cryptic attached to it, and killed a cryptic and
two Necrons, but
and
one
two
of them got
Necrons,
back up.
but one made its recovery. Let's see, and then we have
The Vendetta switched to hover mode, moved to back here in the corner, just because I wanted the Pyrrhic victory of putting wounds on the Wraith Knight. Of course, I had suffered a penetrating hit before, so I dove the turn before, which means I was only hitting on 6s. With Twin Linked, I still managed to get 2 hits, only managed to get 1 wound from that, and of course he made his Invo save. Then my heavy weapon squad, 1 hit with the las cannon, 1 hit with the missile launcher. Las cannon did a wound, he got his Invo save again, and the missile launcher failed to wound, and I pretty much called it a game at that point, because now they're just rubbing salt in the wounds if they want to keep going. So I will slap them in the face for that.
So at this point, we are basically calling it and saying
It's a draw.
It's definitely a draw.
It was definitely a draw.
my Eldar compatriot wants to make it a draw, but I tell him to go suck eggs.
Sounds like a Necron.
We win.
Yes, I'll
So-
concede that they got a victory. Mark, this is what, victory number 2 for you? against
2.
me?
I get 2.
Out of
10 or so.
10 or plus?
In any case,
No, it was a good game. It was very good.
It was a good game. It largely had to do with probably bad rolling from.
Not entirely. You had a good strategy. You pushed in the correct direction. I countered what I thought was your strategy, and I think I countered it correctly. My dice rolls failed. The Wraiths are a really good unit in hand-to-hand, which, as a Tyranid player, just pisses me off that somebody else has such a good hand-to-hand unit, and I don't anymore.
I did,
But
like
that's
that he
another
shot
topic.
I did like that he shot the Wraith guys in general a lot, and not much happened.
Hey, I took out
Almost
almost
two
2 full squads of Wraiths. So.
Yes, almost 2 full squads of Wraiths. But
So-
that just goes to show how tough the Wraiths are. Unfortunately, the data slate didn't seem to really come into play much, almost at all. I suppose there was a strategy for it, but
Well, I think the moral of this story is that Imperial Guard
Tyranids are
suck,
awesome.
and so do Chaos Space Marines, and Necron are awesome.
So the Eldar.
And the Eldar make good cannon fodder.
Okay, and so next time I will actually field a much more competitive Chaos list so that they can eat their words and they'll see what Chaos with Demon allies can do. I was going nice on them today because they're my friends and I didn't want to put together a competitive jerk-ass list
And we're so
like
nice
you
and
would see in a tournament.
We win graciously, too, as you can tell.
Yes, clearly. Gracious in victory. If you can't tell, we've been gaming together, not 40k, but gaming together for excess of 20 years in some cases. So, we'll talk a little crap.
Well, that is all for now. You can see the gauntlet has been thrown, and maybe the next video will be the Chaos and Demon list, and we'll see how that goes. All right.